So there is this topic that is very, very poorly understood by everyone. There are people who use taxis every day, but they have never ever understood the concept of discounts. So, and unfortunately, I find that even drivers themselves, unless they want to make people fools, a lot of drivers also do not understand the concept of discounts. And this is the topic of today's video. I want to explain this to anybody who takes digital taxis in Nairobi because they are given an amount of discount. So right now, like Faras and Bolt, they are very, very heavy on discounting riders on every trip so that they can entice them to use their platforms. But how do these discounts work and how do they impact the driver? Because the misconception that is outside there today is that drivers are being, how can I say, they are wanateswa. Okay, that these discounts are bringing a lot of pain, a lot of lost income on the side of driver, but is it the truth on the ground? So that is the objective of today's video, and I want to use a scenario to explain this in layman's language so that everybody can understand, and the next time you have an interaction with a driver when you have a discount, you will know how to handle that situation. And also to drivers who are watching this video, I also want to help you. If genuinely you don't understand how this works, then this video is for you as well. So let us assume that you take Bolt. So let me use Bolt because it's the most popular one here in Kenya. You take Bolt from, let's say, Westlands to JKIA Airport, a trip of Kenya shillings 1,000. So 1,000. That is the gross fare trip for that trip, the gross amount that you need to pay for that trip. And here, you as the rider or the passenger, there are two things. You have a 35% discount. Okay? And then here for Bolt, normally they would take 20% commission. So those are things that we really need to put in mind. So upon the trip has started, okay, upon ending the trip at JKIA, on the side of the driver, okay, he will be told that the total amount for that fare is 1,000. Okay, but the total to collect from the rider is 1,000 minus 350, which is 35% of 1,000. So he will collect around, actually 650. This is not 1,000K, sorry. He will collect 650 shillings. Okay, so let us go back to the basics. We said out of the whole trip fare, Bolt will keep their 20%. And this is one point where a lot of drivers, I don't know whether it is genuine misunderstanding or they want to seek for sympathy. A lot of drivers here, they will say that out of what they have collected, 650, Bolt will want to take their 20% from 650. That is not true. That is not correct. That is misinformation, and that is wrong to think so. What happens is that Bolt will take their 20% commission from the total gross fare, which is 1,000. So meaning that Bolt will keep 200 shillings. Okay, Bolt will keep 200 shillings. So meaning that out of the 1,000 shillings that the driver did not pocket, he only pocketed 650. Out of the 1,000, Bolt, the driver will have 800 for him. Okay? But remember that the driver only collected 650. So this means that Bolt owes the driver how much? 150 shillings. So Bolt, they are negative 150. Okay? Because after taking their commission, the driver needed to receive 800 shillings from the driver. from the passenger, but the passenger paid only 650. So what happens is that Bolt will not send this money to the driver's M-Pesa. There is what we call driver's account. Okay? So here you will have driver's account, and this is how the driver's account works. Okay? Anytime a driver carries a passenger on card, so there are those who don't want to pay cash, they have cards that are loaded with money. At the end of the trip, what happens is that that money goes to the driver's account minus commission. So whatever is paid remains as a float. Okay? Secondly, what comes into driver's account is what we call the float. Okay? Not what comes, not the float, but the discount. So discount also comes into the driver's account as an additional amount added into his account. And then something that also goes into driver's account is what we call commission. So this comes to draw money from the account. And that is how these maths are computed. So meaning that out of the 800, okay, transaction was cash. The only thing that came into driver's account as a negative, it is 200. Okay? And then what came as a positive is 150. All right? So that means what? And then the driver received 650 cash. At the end of all this, the driver will need to be paid by Bolt 150 shillings, because this is already deducted prior to the payment of 650. So the only money that is not given to the driver is 150 for it to be made 800 complete. So next time, let's talk about the next trip. Okay? If the next trip, the driver will do the same thing. Let's say the driver will carry a person with 1,000 shillings. And then Bolt will keep the 200. And then there is no discount for that customer. All right? If the driver is paid cash, and given 1,000 full of it, it means that in his account, the commission deducted will be only 50 shillings, because Bolt was owing him 150 in his previous trip. So that is how these dynamics work. These systems are run by computers. The maths have already been computed. So the only thing that drivers need to monitor is how these subtractions are being done. And whether the formulas are manipulated or not, that is a story that I cannot verify, because it's very difficult for every driver to keep track of every trip deductions. But normally this is how it works. And there is no one who loses. The only question we need to agree is whether 1,000 shillings is worth it from Westland to airport. The other question we need to discuss is whether 20% commission is too much. The question of discount is not a topic that is important for me. These are the foundations of how much the driver will earn or not earn, but not on the side of discounts. Okay?